In today's video, we're going to be taking a stab at the revival of the once popular show, Dexter, and everything we know so far about our return to the life of a serial killer. There's going to be lots of stuff we sure you didn't know, so you're not going to want to miss a thing. Don't go anywhere, and let's get right into the video. Where did we leave off? Dexter Season 8 back in 2013 was supposed to be the final season in a dying show, but like many dying shows, it still managed to keep a strong fan base that is determined to know how the story ends. The show had been running since 2008 and had gathered a massive following. Season 8 followed Dexter and his fellow killer lover Hannah as they tried to figure out what their next steps should be with the police hot on their trail. Hannah, Dexter, and their son Harrison decide that leaving the country is the best course of action. However, while these decisions are being made, Dexter is forced to deal with Oliver Saxon, a rival serial killer who happens to be the biological son of Dexter's psychologist. In the end, Saxon ends up shooting Deb, which indirectly leads to her death, and Dexter is forced to drop one more victim of his lifestyle into the ocean. At this time, Dexter had already known that Hannah and Harrison had left the country, and his murderous deeds had already caused too many people enough pain, leading Dexter to drive his boat into a hurricane off the coast of Miami. This seemed like the end for our favorite serial killer. However, Dexter somehow survives and finds his way to Oregon, where he becomes a lumberjack. This ending would go on to be TV's worst ending until the Game of Thrones finale in 2019. Who is the revival for? So many fans were left to shrug their shoulders back in 2013, when TV's favorite serial killer decided to give up his killer ways and become a murderer of trees, aka a lumberjack. Although the finale of the series is one that is typically referred to as the worst finale ever, the show itself was beloved by millions of fans around the world. Being the king of bad finales is a hard title win, especially with shows like How I Met Your Mother and Lost in contention for the crown, but fans of all three shows will probably agree that Dexter's finale was the worst solely because it was so safe. Having Dexter give up his killer ways to punish himself and his dark passenger with a fate worse than death was so boring, and really a misuse of the character and his journey. When you step back and objectively think about it, while bad, this ending was at least one that could have been left alone. It is an unsatisfying ending, but it is a wrapped up ending. So is unwrapping the ending really a good idea? Some fans think it is, as it gives the show another chance at the ending the series deserved, while other fans are on the total opposite end of the spectrum, thinking that it gives the series another chance to ruin the beloved character, while other fans are on the total opposite end of the spectrum, thinking that it gives the series another chance to ruin beloved character and show by giving it an even worse ending, if that even is possible given the first one. What is the new season gonna be about anyway? The new season takes place 10 years after the end of the original series, and it obviously follows the once amazing blood spatter expert as he trades in his swim trunks for snow pants as he now resides in Iron Lake, New York, instead of his old home of Miami, Florida. Dexter is working at an outdoor store that sells hunting and fishing supplies, and in classic wolf in sheep's clothing, Dexter fashion, he will be dating Iron Lake's police chief, Angela Bishop, who will be played by Julia Jones. Eventually, Dexter will be driven back to his old serial killer ways as he continues to be haunted by his previous actions and people from his past life. So, what will be in store for his return to crime? Who is coming back from the original show? Obviously, Michael C. Hall will be reprising his role as the titular serial killer, or else this reboot would have never gotten off the ground. Joining Hall will be Jennifer Carter, who, as fans of the original series, will know for her work as Dexter's adopted sister, Deborah. Also returning will be the Trinity Killer himself. Spoilers for the original series coming in 3, 2, 1. We warned you. Most people watching this video will know this, but if you don't, spoilers ahead of the original Dexter series coming again in 3, 2, 1. We warned you. Arthur and Deborah obviously both do not survive the original series, so the returns are most likely going to be as flashbacks, memories, ghosts, etc. None of the other characters are confirmed to return in Dexter New Blood, but we would not be surprised to see any of the original characters make their way back to Dexter's franchise in this reboot. Also returning is original showrunner Clyde Phillips. This is great news for fans as they might recognize him as the man who helmed the show for its first 4 seasons, which many say are the best 4. Clyde left the show after season 4 for personal reasons, saying he wanted to spend more time with his family in Connecticut. Clyde also said that leaving the show was a hugely difficult decision. What are the reviews saying so far? Reviews are out for the first 4 episodes of Dexter New Blood, and they are mixed to say the least. Now, for those who had high expectations for the reboot, mixed isn't necessarily a bad thing, but certainly isn't a great thing either. On the plus side, it is reassuring to hear that Michael C. Hall gave another amazing performance as Dexter, which I'm sure is no surprise to anyone who watched him crush the role for 8 seasons, but he's been away from the character for quite some time, so hearing that he was right back at home in the mind of a killer is reassuring. What an ironic sentence. Reviews are saying that it's Jennifer Carter as Deb that really steals the show acting-wise. Even though she delivers all of her lines as either a flashback, as a memory, or a ghost, she has been given high praise for her return to the series. Other than that, the reviews lack positivity, which I'm sure is hard to hear for some fans, but you have to remember that reviewers have only seen the first 4 episodes, and there's still more episodes to go before the finale of the miniseries. Like many shows, the ending could be the best part, and we could be looking at a slow build-up to that terrific ending. Where does the show go wrong? According to reviews, the show is nothing more than a nostalgia play. The show lacks what made the show so great in the original series, with a new victim for Dexter to hunt down and kill each week. This revival focuses much more on the larger story as a whole, with each episode being like a puzzle piece instead of each episode being its own puzzle in a large set of puzzles. I hope that analogy makes sense. People collect sets of puzzles, right? Anyway, Anyway, the show, according to the reviews, is flirting dangerously close to the line between repeating its past mistakes and breaking through them to become better, with reviewers saying that this finale almost by definition has to be better than lumberjack Dexter, but is clearing the lowest of bars enough to justify returning to our man and all his old rituals. Reviews also go on to comment about the setup in the first 4 episodes seeming familiar, and not in a good way, saying, almost all these red flags may be reined in, to various degrees, in the back half of the season. But isn't that level of unsubstantiated hope reminiscent as well? Isn't that the same misplaced faith that led so many to watch Dexter to the very end? Should audiences really reinvest in this character after nearly a decade of much-needed distancing? Tough words to hear for fans, but unfortunately, this is the pitfall most reboots face. And in today's movie and TV culture, nostalgia plagues our content, and not always for the better. So what do we think will happen? Honestly, it could go in any direction right now. However, we don't know that Dexter's son Harrison will be a teenager in the reboot and could quite possibly have a part to play in the series finale. Our guess is that Dexter will finally meet his demise at the hands of an unexpected killer, finally having to answer for his crimes. But who will that be? Find out as Dexter New Blood continues on Showtime. Episode 1 premiered back on November 7th, with the following 9 episodes set to premiere weekly. That's the video. What do you think will happen in Dexter New Blood? What do you think of the original Dexter series? Do you collect puzzles? Even if you don't, just say you do, okay? Whatever the case, let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.